The world wants to know, and we want to know. Xi Jinping meets Joseph Biden. What's at stake?
Actually, they met already. I think that the main purpose of the meeting was to ease tensions. The desire was manifested both by the Americans and the Chinese. And judging by the interview of the statement of Joe Biden and what has transpired into the press, that's actually what was achieved.
Achieved?
Yeah.
And so what's next?
I don't know. I think that the expectations of from the meeting were, I would say, minimalist. That's actually, the results were also minimal, but the results were as they were expected.
Right.
Concerning the reestablishment of the contacts between the military, that was very important. I think the creation of the working group on countering the trafficking of drugs mostly from China, precursor of for the production of fentanyl and amphetamine and other drugs. And the third, they decided to start again working on the climate change. That basically what we heard and what was more or less expected.
Well, I mean, it's not funny, but it's strange to hear issues like climate change when the political climate is cracking down all over the planet and people are talking about the climate change. But Joe Biden and Xi Jinping met and the results are good for Ukraine?
Well, Ukraine was, frankly speaking, it was not even mentioned neither during the press conference or press point of Biden, nor in the news.
Okay.
It was mentioned before that maybe they would evoke, meaning discuss briefly the situation in Ukraine and on the Middle East. It's not clear whether it was the case. I presume they did discuss it briefly, but I don't think that it was a major issue, Ukraine or the Middle East, for the meeting of Biden and Xi Jinping.
But anyway, what does it mean for Ukraine if the tension is released? It is good for Ukraine, or is it? I mean,
actually, I don't think that we might have expected even some positive moment because I stick to my belief that for the time being, China is definitely acting as an ally of Russia. It is interested in maintaining this relationship with Russia. It's interested in getting cheap natural resources, first of all, energy resources. It's interested in, I would say, distracting American attention from the situation in Asian Pacific region, as it is now paying a lot of attention to the situation in Ukraine now at the Middle East. Plus, if you add to that the ideological affinity, as far as we are speaking about dictatorships, and all put together explains why it's, I think it's unrealistic to expect that China would be even a honest broker in the war. They would definitely act as an ally of Russia as long as it suits Chinese interests.
And Chinese interests are cheap everything from Russia. Cheap oil, cheap...
as much as possible, use Russia in its confrontation with the West and use Russia on the diplomatic stage, use Russia for achieving the interests of China to accomplish the action in the interest of China.
So, more or less clear what China wants from the United States. Did you strike attention, as you say? What does the United States want from the People's Republic of China?
Actually, at this stage, as I put it before, it's in the interest of the United States as well as of China to ease the tensions. And I think that the main motivation for Biden was exactly his involvement, engagement, his and that of the United States in the war between Ukraine and Russia, so countering Russian aggression, and also now the crisis at the Middle East. And definitely they find it, even in the United States, extremely difficult to act at all fronts.
Right.
As far as China is concerned, I think that the main motivation was the fact that economic situation in China has worsened. It's weaker than it was before, and still reeling off the aftermath of the COVID-19 epidemics. Plus, Chinese leaders understand how difficult, how dangerous is the situation in near Taiwan and in the China Sea. So I don't think that they feel really prepared for open confrontation. So that's why they're also interested in easing the tension. Plus, they do understand that they need economic cooperation, investment from the United States and from the rest of the world.